What's up, it's Gene, your coach, motivated impact storyteller. And this is the second video on my new book, Wanting to Be Great, How to Build Self-Discipline to Achieve Your Greatness. You see, I wrote this book for you guys out there who have a goal or a dream you want to accomplish, but you know in your heart you lack self-discipline. You see, self-discipline is doing those productive things that you said that you're going to do despite how you feel that's going to lead to your desired success. Whatever that success is for you, you have to be self-disciplined. Now, as I told you guys on the last video, when I wrote this book, I took a year to write it. You know, I put so much into this book. This book has 31 chapters in it, and I broke it down into 5 sections. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but this book has 5 sections in it, right? So the first section is we're going to focus on self-assessment. Then we're going to move up. I put 2 of them together, which is self-management and logical decision-making. Then we're going to move over to social awareness. And then the last session is enhancing your relationship skills. Now, this book has so many opportunities in here to help you grow, because my goal is to help you to realize that great vision you have inside of you. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm jumping around the chapters. You know, I'm not going to read certain chapters because I'll be giving up too much of the chapter. So on this video, I am going to go to chapter 3, and I'm going to read some of it. And the name of this chapter is Limiting Yourself is Diminishing Yourself. During my junior year of high school, my counselor, Miss Shirley, who was in her late 50s, had brown smooth skin and wore long purple fingernails, approached me and asked, "Gene, would you be interested in representing the school in a writing competition?" Confused on by why she asked me to compete, I asked, "Why?" "Well, Gene, I asked several teachers who they thought would excel in the creative writing part of the competition, and your name was repeatedly mentioned. If you're interested, we will bus you and a couple of students to the competition at a university in a couple weeks." I wasn't particularly interested in the competition itself. However, the prospect of getting a day off from school sounded exciting to me. I grinned at Counselor Shirley and said, "Sure, I'll do it." After 2 weeks, my school sent me and other students by bus to a university to participate in the writing competition. As we got off the bus, a young lady approached us with silky brown hair and light eyes and said, "I'm Maggie. I'm a student at this university. I'll be escorting you guys to your respective writing competition halls." Maggie escorted us to a huge building filled with glass windows. We walked inside, got on the elevator, and exited on the 3rd floor. As we walked down the blue and gray colored hall, Maggie guided the students participating in informative and persuasive writing competition to their competition rooms. Afterwards, she turned to me and said, "Creative writing competition, here we come." We turned a corner and came across a set of double doors leading into a gigantic conference room. We entered, and 9 other contestants were sitting at a long square table from other schools. A man wearing a navy blue suit, who looked to be in his early 30s, said, "Welcome, I'm Dr. Peterson, here to conduct your creative writing competition. What's your name?" I nervously said, "I'm Gene." "Great to have you, Gene. Please have a seat anywhere at the table where there's a vacancy." As I selected a seat, I stared at the other contestants, and it dawned on me that I was the only black teen there. Not only that, the other contestants had on suits, and I was wearing my white and blue school uniform. I sat down, and then Dr. Peterson said, "We'll start in 30 minutes, so you guys are welcome to go outside and gather your thoughts if you like." All of us exited the room. We went outside to the patio located behind the building. There was a There was complete silence for the next 10 minutes until one of the contestants, who had red hair, light green eyes, and freckles, reached out his hand towards me and said, "I'm Eric. What's your name?" I extended my hand back and shook his and responded, "What's up, Eric? I'm Gene. Are you ready for this competition?" He shrugged his shoulders and responded, "I guess so. I'm here because my father wants me to be. He's a writer and wishes for me to follow his steps. It's not really my thing. However, my school chose me due to my ability to write creatively. How about you? What does your daddy do?" That question pierced my heart like a dagger because it reminded me of my daddy abandoning our family. And that was something I did not want to share with Eric. Rather than answering him, I said, "I need to use the bathroom. I'll see you back in the conference room." As I returned to the conference room, I couldn't help but thinking about how Eric's father was still in his life and guiding him towards success. The more I dwelled on this, the more I felt inferior to Eric. My mind spiraled out of control with pessimistic thoughts to the point I convinced myself the other contestants were superior to me because they also had supporting fathers. I did not need to feel inadequate in the competition against the others because I've excelled in creative writing since elementary school. Despite that, I decided to disqualify the positives by focusing on my daddy's abandonment instead of my past accomplishments. Just as we was about to start, the rest of the competitors returned to the room and sat down. Eric looked at me, gave me a silent clap of encouragement while Dr. Peterson reviewed the rules and began the writing time. Unfortunately, I was so consumed by negative thoughts that I'm going to stop right there because what I did is something that I regret to this day. And if you want to know what I did, you got to get a copy of my book, Worded to Be Great, How to Build Self-Discipline to Achieve Your Greatness. Because let me tell you something, this chapter right here, what I'm going to say next is what a lot of you guys do when you're in situations you can excel. Now, it's a major mistake that I regret, but I learned from it. And I'm sure you're going to learn from it as well. Because on the path of building your self-discipline, you're going to have moments, or you're going to have to go back to your mind on moments that you made mistakes, that you had regrets, that may have affected you. Now, when you're an adult, when you're older, maybe you're older teen, maybe you're a college student, maybe you're somebody that's a lot older, whatever. Whatever the situation is, you also have moments where you have limited yourself to the point you have diminished yourself. And what I would like to do in this chapter is to help you to overcome that. But first, you must understand exactly what that is. So if you want to copy my book, Word to Be Great, How to Build Self-Discipline to Achieve Your Greatness, click the link below. If you're on YouTube, click my social media profile. The book, if you want a signed copy, I have a website that you will go to where you can purchase a signed copy, or you can go to Amazon and get a copy of the book as well. Well, I'll see you guys on the next video when I'm going to read another portion of a chapter of this book. Peace.